Hey there, YouTube. This is your guy, Mr. Budget. So we're coming to you with a new deck profile, a new year, but we're gonna take it right back to the basics. So this, if you guys didn't know, this channel was all about playing with a budget, playing the cheapest version of a deck possible, but also keeping in the competitive field. So as towards the end of last year, I've been showcasing a lot of more expensive cards as the price of them gone up. So now we're gonna go back to basics and show you a inexpensive deck with a strong strategy for the new year. So with that said, I bring you Peanut Noir. So to start things off, we're gonna go with the grade 3, which is Young Pirate Noble Peanut Noir. This is one of the newest grade 3s that came out of the last V selection set. Sorry. So not one of the strongest cards, but with some help from other cards, this deck can shine. So, for those who don't know, Pinot Noir says during your turn, all of your front row gets plus 5k power for every 3 triggers in your drop zone. So this deck bases around having triggers in your drop zone and getting them in there as fast as possible. But because you're gonna be losing your triggers and off of dry checks, Pinot Noir has another skill to help you gain those effects without having to dry check them. For example, his once return skill is that when your Pirate Blanc, Peanut Blanc, is placed on rear guard, that's the grade 2 of the deck, Soul Blast 1, discard 2 cards from the top of your deck, and for any triggers discarded due to this skill, activate those triggers. So if you discard 2 and those are any triggers in there, you get the effects on the triggers even before your dry checks. So there's a possibility of you hitting 4 dry checks in this deck every time your grade 2 is placed on board. And with the way I built this deck, you'll be able to get that grade 2 on board even without using its own skill to get it on board. So that is Pinot Noir. We're going to go into the other grade 3s of the deck and then move on. So since this is V premium deck, we're going with 4 copies of Sea Cursing Banshee, which is the new grade 3 heal trigger. So you guys have been seeing these around, so I'm not gonna really go over the effect because you guys should know what they are by now. But 10k base, and then for our last grade 3, we're playing 4 copies of Forbidden Ghost Ship Forbidden. Can't pronounce words these days. Well, it's a ghost ship. But you guys may be wondering, no Skull Dragon? Yes, this deck does not revolve around you having a big beast stick. It goes and revolves around you multi-attacking. So the fact that Ghost Ship can bring itself back without using another card skill is a plus. So you don't have to waste mechanics or trying to get Skull Dragon out. Usually in other Grand Blue decks, the Vanguard would normally do that skill to get the Skull Dragon out to swing for a really big beast deck. But Pinot Noir does not have a resurrect skill. So you have to find other ways and other things to resurrect themselves just to gain a little bit more advantage. Alright, so those are all the grade 3s. Now we're going to go into the grade 2s. So mentioning Blanc, this is Pirate Belly Pinot Blanc. This is Pirate Noir's grade 2, or its old Legion mate back in the original Vanguard. But Blanc skills says auto drop zone when your young pirate Pinot Noir Noble Blanc attacks, counterblast 1, retire one of your other rear guards, draw a card, and call this card to rear guard circle. So she's able to revive herself whenever the Vanguard swings. So remember I said you have to get those cards that can revive themselves. Then she has a constant skill on rear guard and guardian circle. This unit cannot be attacked. So that tells you this deck is going to be very good with Protect 2. So you can get large columns and more power on those rear guard circles. And don't have to worry about your units being attacked into, but it can be targeted. So play towards whatever you're playing against. But you know that it will be safe being attacked into. This unit gets plus 5k shield for every 3 triggers. So just like how Pinot Noir gets plus 5k power, she gets plus 5k shield for every 3 triggers. So again, playing around that trigger effect of having triggers in your drop zone. The next grade 2 we play are 4 copies of Pirate Swordsman Columbard. So Columbard here is just to get the ball rolling, get things into the drop zone quickly, and to superior call things for multi-attacking whenever you play him. That way you don't have to waste too many cards out of your hand. Our next 4 copies are Greed Shade, one of the best Grand Blue cards printed so far. So Greed Shade, for all those who don't know, on place, discard 1 card, mill 2 cards from top of your deck, choose any card from among them in your drop zone, add them to your hand. This allows you to fetch out anything, and with Columbard throwing things into your drop, you can get things like your grade 3 if you don't have it. Things like Perfect Guards, Hill Guardians, things like that. Anything that's searchable. This entire deck is toolboxy. Grand Blue is now like a toolbox deck because of this card. And the last grade 2 we play 1 copy of Storm Ride Ghost Ship. Only here to do 3 things: attack heavy, disappear it, kill itself so it opens up a circle, and draw you a card. And again, with Columbard and other things, you can get this into your drop zone and onto your field very quickly. Alright, so we're going to rush right into the grade 1s. We play 4 copies of Tommy the Ghosty Brothers, our grade 3 searcher. We play 4 copies of Sea Strolling Banshee. She works similar to Columbard on grade 1 on place of the Vanguard Circle. Choose a card from your deck and drop it into the drop zone, but you do not get a resurrect off of it. But her other skill plays into the Pinot Noir landscape, which is at the end of the battle that she boosted or attacked, mill 2 cards from the top of your deck. If one of those cards were milled is a trigger, retire herself and draw 1 card. So she helps get triggers rolling into your drop. And the last grade 1 we play are 4 copies of Negro Bone. Negro Bone is here to help us just to resurrect a little bit more if we're not able to do so on its own, and just to get more cards back to the deck so we don't deck ourselves out. Okay, now we're going to go into the grade 0s. We play 1 copy of Captain Night Kid. We play 4 draw PGs. You could opt to go to the Sentinel crits if you want to go that route. I like draw PGs better because they draw you cards and they protect definitively. But we're not shy off the crits. We play 4 copies of Night Spirit and 4 copies of Rough Sea Banshee. So this is a 4 heal, 4 draw, 8 crit build. That way you can end games a lot quicker. But you will see a lot of your triggers going into the drop zone, so don't be wary of that. Just know that you will be able to benefit off of those being in there. So, that is the Pinot Noir deck, in my opinion. Look forward to a fight video showcasing what this deck can do and how to play it properly. A lot more fight videos coming up, and I have a few special guests coming on in the works. For those who don't know, I have a wife. She has recently got into Vanguard, so once she gets a little bit better, we'll get her on the camera. So trust me, I love her. I know you all will love her too. She's beginning to become very good at the game, and we'll see from there. But as I said before, we have a lot more things coming up for this year. A lot more videos, a lot more fight videos, and a lot more deck profiles. Because this year is shaping up to look very, very hype for Vanguard. We're getting a lot of more product, a lot more things. We're getting a brand new premium collection 2022 coming in May. So look forward to that. I will be cracking that box open and showing you guys what I can come up with the cards in that set. So for right now, I will see you guys later. This is Mr. Budget saying, see ya.